All right, hi everybody. Welcome to Hype Night 2020, our virtual marching band get together. Looks like we have about 100 people logged in right now, and I think that number is going to keep going up. A couple things about tonight's presentation. The first thing is that this is my first time ever doing a YouTube Live, so if something goes wrong, we are recording it, and we'll have all of the information available in an FAQ afterwards. So if you hit a buffering problem or anything like that, we'll be able to take care of that. The other thing is we're going to use the chat as a place to ask questions. Miss P, our assistant band director, will be moderating the chat. I ask that you please not spam the chat. It's not a place for our funny time stuff, especially if you're about to be an alumni. But that's a place to ask questions, or if there's something that got missed or something like that, yeah, we'll do that. And Miss P has the ability to put you on timeout too, so, just kind of be cool over there in the chat. All right, we're going to get started here. Whoops. Already our first malfunction. All right, so what is HMK? HMK is a life-changing experience. It's friends, experiences, and lessons. Now, it is marching band, but I think if you talk to any of the students who are in it, any of the staff who are involved in it, you will find that it is much more about the people and the community and the family that we create. And we're definitely in a different kind of situation right now, but HMK is going to adapt to that situation so that we can still have great contacts with our friends, great experiences, great lessons. The picture you see here is actually from last year. We got to perform for the state capitol, at the state capitol, for all of the Department of Ed. It was really cool. We got to take a picture in front of the fountain with all the administrators. It was a really nice day. All right, so the coolest thing about HMK, everyone is equally important. In marching band, we don't have starters and bench players. Everybody is part of the show. Everybody is part of the performances. Everybody's part of the family. Every single person gets specific music and a specific drill set written just for them. There's no one else that can fill in on that part. And it's really cool because it allows us to have this awesome contribution that we build throughout the season. And by the end of the season, what we're able to do with 100 people is amazing. All right, so what is marching band during COVID-19? So I alluded to this before, but the ideals are the same. It's just going to be in a different shape. So one of the things we talk about a lot is connection and intention. Intention is a lot about how we treat people and about how we perform. And connection is a lot about how we relate to each other. And in this time of, weird communication, we're going to adapt HMK to try to connect people as much as possible. I've already been having a lot of great meetings and communications with student leaders. We have a huge student leadership program, and they're working on ways that we can connect in this time when we can't actually get together, so that when we actually are able to get together, everyone is kind of up to speed, everyone already knows each other, everyone already feels part of the process. The other thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do things that have intention. And it's weird to have intention in a different kind of environment like this, but trying to find ways that we can connect with people, that we can connect with the community, that we can create performances while we're in a digital space. So all that's going to kind of be expanded on as we kind of figure out what's going on. Throughout that time, what I'm going to ask and the staff is going to ask is that we have a lot of communication from you. We'll be very communicative, and if you can communicate with us, that's going to be really helpful. If you have questions, even if it seems like something you think you should know, there's nothing that anybody should know right now, so please ask. The other thing is flexibility. Obviously, everyone's very experienced at being flexible for the past 2 months here, and we're going to have to do that again as we continue in through this beginning of this marching band season. And finally is understanding. Our community, we have people who are really thriving right now. People are going through some extreme hardships, and we want HMK to be a place where everybody can come together And so we're going to have a lot of understanding with different situations, with what families are able to do and things like that, because we want people to be able to be part of our community in HMK so that we can support them. All right, so the expectations. No matter what we do, what we create is going to be outstanding, and the experiences that we have are going to be outstanding. There's an amazing level of respect and camaraderie that exists amongst the students. New students are accepted into the group right away. There's no initiation process. There's no trial by fire. You don't have to get up in front of the group and sing "I'm a Little Teapot" or something like that. Everybody is just part of the group right away. You're part of the family. You're part of the team. And because of that, we're able to have really well-connected, outstanding experiences. The other thing is we're going to have great performances. HMK prides itself on performance excellence. You'll notice I won't talk a lot about our performance successes as far as awards that we've gotten and things like that, because that's not what we focus on. What we focus on is creating outstanding experiences and having great performances and building ourselves and bettering ourselves every single time we perform. And I think there's ways that we can share that even if we're not directly together all the time right now. The next thing is attendance. Attendance is actually going to be really essential. And it seems like it should be really easy in a time like this, but it's also going to be a little complicated because not everyone can be together at the same time. So we're going to be a little flexible about how we think about attendance. But then the other thing is being on time is going to be really important. I've noticed lately when I have Google Chats or Google Meets with students, everyone kind of shows up right at the last minute. And if we're trying to get 30 or 40 people together for a marching band sectional, everyone's going to have to be there to start at 7 so we don't have people rolling in and asking questions. So attendance is going to be really important. Commitment to effort is what yields results over time. We take a lot of pride in the fact that our students grow an amazing amount from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. Last year, we had 37 new members. It represented a huge percentage of our band. And the way those students grew from the beginning to the end was awesome. And the reason that was possible is because they were really committed to putting in a lot of effort. And you can't see the progress right away, especially when you're new, but you have to trust that all these people that have come before and all the excellent staff members that we have know what they're talking about, and they help you build to that place. We're going to start working on time, as I said before, even online. And then once we get back to school, we definitely start on time every time. And then my promise to you is that when rehearsal time says we're going to be done, that's the time that we're saying bandstand hut and leaving, and we're done rehearsal at that time. There might be a little bit of cleanup time that we need to have, but I do not run rehearsals past whenever their stated time is going to be. We make very detailed plans about what we want to get done, and we get things done in there. All right, so what we're going to start out with this year in this online environment, we're going to have orientation rehearsals. The dates are in the orientation pack, which is on the band website, and they're also going to be in the cuttime.net calendar. You will get more information about that in a second. Cut Time is actually going to replace Charms. We're actually really excited about that. In the beginning, our rehearsals are going to be virtual. We're going to ask students to meet together at a certain time, where as a staff and the student leader group are going to give kind of projects, assignments, things to work on, exercises to work on, things like that. We're going to work on them, we're going to check back in, and we're going to kind of have this modified rehearsal process where people are working on stuff together, but not, directly together. And then we'll check in so we can hear each other, share some feedback about how to improve, things like that. If we are able to begin having small group live rehearsals or anything like that, we're gonna do that as soon as we can. But that's going to be very much up to the state government, the school district, things like that, because safety is definitely going to be our #1 priority. This is a time when we're sharpening the axe. We're doing a lot of skill building. We're doing a lot of learning of basic rudimentary techniques and things like that. We might also be asking students to learn something new. Percussionists might be learning a new technique, things like that. People in colored art are going to be learning all kinds of new stuff. And this is our time to kind of really build that up. And a lot of work and effort now really pays off in the end because we see how it all adds up. Most people are in town. Normally we talk about being in town for rehearsals, but most people are going to be in town. However, if you do find that you have a conflict or if we need to have some type of flexibility, all you have to do is communicate. We'll figure it out. and missing something in the summertime or during orientation isn't a huge deal, especially in June and July. I talked about fundamentals, and all of this is a prep for when we have training camp or band camp in August. So for the summer rehearsals in June and July, we want to develop fundamentals. We're going to learn warm-ups. We'll start learning some important primary songs that we play, the national anthem, the fight song, things like that. The schedule, which again is going to be available on the band website and in cut time. There's a link there, so you'll actually be able to download it into your Google Calendar if you'd like to do that, or share it with any kind of calendar like that. Monday nights is going to be percussion rehearsals. Tuesday nights is going to be color guard rehearsals. And Thursday nights is going to be everybody rehearsals. So if you're in town or you can get on a screen, we'd like you to be there. If there's vacations or complications, obviously we're going to figure that out. If you need to catch up on something, we ask that you try to do that on your own. But we also have lots of student leaders who are incredibly willing to help new students out if they miss something and they need to catch up. No problems. This year we're also going to have almost all of our show music. It's actually all pretty much done. And I will reel the show later in the thing. I gotta say, this is a little weird not having any like back and forth for my terrible jokes, but I'm sure you aren't worried about that. So there will also probably be some student leader and captain-led sectionals, and they'll communicate with you about that when the time is right. When we get to August, we are all in with band camp, and the way PIAA is saying right now is that team activities may be starting for athletics in July. So we, in August, maybe actually be able to get together as a group. Band camp starts August the 3rd. We refine basic technique, and we develop our competitive program, our field show, which again will be revealed just later. So August 3rd we start. Again, you can find the schedule online. We will do the pep rally like we did last year with the football team and cheerleaders. That was really cool. A good chance for us to give a little preview of our show. We then have preview night where we share everything with all the parents and community members. And the regular season starts when the school year starts. So the regular season runs September to mid-November. This is actually a picture of the band last year in their final set at championships. It was an awesome, awesome performance. So during the school year, the regular season, the regular week, and again, sometimes with holidays and things like that, this will get changed, but rehearsals go Monday nights, percussion sectionals, so that's just percussionists would come to rehearsal, maybe the drum major. Tuesday nights, sectionals for the winds, and then evening sectionals for the color guard. Wednesdays after school is everybody. That does not last for the whole season, though. We actually only do that in the beginning of the year while we're still learning drill, and then eventually that kind of fades out. So the students actually end up having more time at the end of the season. Thursday nights are rehearsals for the full ensemble, and we get to be in the stadium, which is outstanding. The school district is awesome about letting us use the stadium, and it's a huge resource for us. It's an awesome place to practice. Friday nights, we go to all the football games to support the team and the cheerleaders, be part of the Friday night environment. Saturdays, we have competitions. Usual arrival time on Saturdays around 9, and then we go to whenever the competition is over. Cavalcade is making an effort this year to have the competitions end earlier than they have in the past so that groups aren't getting home after midnight. I'm very excited about that. And then Sundays, we don't have any activities. Occasionally championships because of facilities get scheduled on Sundays, but that actually hasn't been scheduled yet. So I wanted to introduce you to some of the staff. We can't really do that in this format, but I wanted to share some of the people with you. So obviously, I'm Mr. Saraceni. I'm the director, and I look like I'm actually wearing the same outfit as my picture. Whoops. We have Miss P, our assistant director, who's also moderating our chat. Mr. Davis, who works with our winds. Our new percussion director is Mr. Caraher. Really excited to have him on board. People will remember our assistant percussion director from last year, Mr. Kimmel. New this year in indoor is our assistant color guard director, Ms. Robinson. And we have a whole bunch of other staff members who are coming on board or are returning that we're really excited about. So yeah, it's an awesome, awesome group of people who are incredibly knowledgeable about marching band and really care about kids. I know everybody on staff will go to the ends of the earth to help kids, to make sure they're doing well, to make sure they're learning. We do ask a lot of the kids. We really push them, and ask them to work hard, but we're pulling for them the entire time. I'm really excited about the staff we have coming in this year. I really think the students are going to enjoy working with them, feel well challenged, feel well supported, and yeah, I'm just super excited about the staff. We also have a huge and really robust student leadership group for HMK. We do a whole bunch of in-service training with a giant group of students in the spring and throughout the season about leadership. I think learning leadership is a really important part of our program, and we try to give students a variety and lots of opportunities. This on the screen right now is a list of all of our drum majors and captains. These are the primary people. If you have a question or a problem or something in your section, you can reach out to them. I'm not going to go through everybody's name right now, but you can check on there. You can look and be like, oh, I play low brass. Oh, I want to be in color guard. Oh, I like that guy's hair. Whatever you want. But these are the people that kind of are the in-between level between the staff and the students, and they're an outstanding group of young people who are really committed to helping the new and younger students learn, and we're really excited about that. Some other things that as we start getting into the season, we're going to work on. So season needs: instruments, music, clothing, shoes, and supplies. So instruments, we are working on a plan for when we're able to get back into the schools to distribute marching instruments to students who do not have them and get color guard equipment out. Once we get more guidance from the state about when we're allowed to go into the schools to do that, we will let you know what the plan is. Mr. Saraceni even has ideas already about taking apart marimbas and sending them home. Adam Clark, I know you're super excited about that. But yeah, so we're working on that, and we'll get that out as soon as we can. For music, and actually for everything student-related, Schoology is our primary means of communication, and that's where we'll house all our music, house all the audio, things like that. Once we start having rehearsal, live and in person, we ask students to wear athletic clothing. We don't wear jeans at rehearsal. We wear proper footwear, sneakers, tire shoes, things like that. We ask everyone wears a hat, sunblock, and everybody needs to have their own water. I don't think I need to, go too deep into detail about that, but everyone needs to have their own water. We can't share water. There will also be other supplies that are probably needed during the season, but that will all be delineated as we get into the season. Uniforms will be distributed once we're able to get back into the schools, so that'll happen when it happens. Season expenses. So this is actually very up in the air, but there is, I believe, a recommendation that is being made to the school board at some point that there's a possibility, at least, that activity fees for next year will be waived. So that seems like it probably will happen. Don't quote me on it yet because they still have to follow through a whole big process. But that is definitely a possibility. Along with that, the Hempfield Band Boosters ask students to contribute a fair share. This goes towards paying for staff, paying for equipment, helping get all of the stuff we get for the show, all of the design elements of the show. That number we're going to be working on as we look at the budget throughout the summer, and will be coming out later. I'll talk more about that when I get to the parents section, but we do have a policy where if students think they're going to have a hard time with that, we don't want that to be a limiting factor, so we have ways of figuring it out. But everybody should be able to participate regardless of any kind of financial need that you think you might have. We can kind of just talk about it quietly and figure it out. There are fundraising opportunities throughout the year. I'll get to that more later. And students can have musical activities reimbursed. So HBBC, which is the Hempfield Band Booster Club, they're awesome. They do an incredible amount to support the students. We'll have some sections for them later. And then the other thing is, again, communication is key. Please reach out through email, through Schoology. Whenever you think you have any questions, we'll help you out. All right, so something new is cuttime.net. This is, we're transitioning from using the Charms platform to the cuttime.net platform. If you've never used either, it's no problem. Cuttime is a data management and database system where we have a lot of things that are band-related housed. So you can go to cuttime.net. Some differences between Charms and Cuttime is students and parents will have separate logins, so you don't have to remember each other's passwords, which is always a pain. Students should use their district email, the graduation year, last name, initial, all that stuff. Um, I then have to approve your account once I see that you've logged in for the first time or you submitted a request to log in. I'll approve the account. Then you'll get an email to your school account that'll telling you can log in here. Parents, you just use your email. Once I approve you, you'll be able to log in. There is definitely going to be a learning curve on this as we transition, and that's fine. Again, please ask questions, and I'd ask you to be a little understanding as we kind of get the staff up to speed on this, because this is brand new to everybody as of about a week ago. I will say I am really excited about it. There are many features to it which are much more advanced than Charms, including the calendar, which is new and actually works. It's really exciting. So we'll be able to have all that stuff in the calendar, and you'll be able to actually have your phone linked to that calendar. So everything will auto push out up to it. We can push out event notes, any kind of communications that we need to have can go out through there. The band also has a bunch of social media sites. Our primary contact point with students is Schoology. So students, we ask that you use this code to join HMK group on Schoology. Parents, we ask that you do not use this code to join. There is a way that you can join and see things through your student account through a linked account. But if you join it separately, it actually throws off our page. So if you're not sure how to join through your student's account, please reach out to me. I can get you set up through that. We also have Facebook groups. The band has a Facebook page, and then we have a private Facebook group for the band. The band has a website. That is where you'll be able to find all of the information after tonight's presentation. That also has our orientation packet and the interest form. We have a Twitter account and an Instagram account. You should check out the Instagram account. Currently, we're honoring a senior a day for all of our awesome graduating seniors in the band program. And then we use Remind. That's only a day of event kind of thing. If you've not used Remind before, it's just a kind of a quick texting app where if we're gonna, if we're getting home from a competition, I can text everybody and say, hey, everyone, we're gonna be home in about a half an hour, so parents don't have to sit in the school and wait. So you can follow that. I will have all of this information in the FAQ, so if you're trying to take feverish screenshots right now, you don't have to worry about that. All of this will be coming out in documents later as well. All right, the band boosters, HBBC, usually do a presentation on this evening, but since we're social distancing, they're not allowed to be at my house right now, so I'm going to do their presentation for them. You have to forgive me if I get a little bit of the inner workings wrong. So the parents group, anybody who is involved with the student, who's a member of the group, is welcome to come. We would super appreciate your support and any time or effort you can donate for us. This executive committee is listed here. Our president, Wendy Herr, treasurer, Patrick Long, our vice president of student affairs, Rhonda Good, our new VP of fundraising, Joanna Krivik. Thank you. We're still looking for a vice president of festivals and the secretary, Stacy Rodman. All of these are awesome people. They will help guide new parents if you have any questions. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. But yeah, please reach out if you have any questions for those people as well. So we do have a mentoring program. Next week, we're actually going to have a band parent meeting that is just for parents. It's going to be a live Zoom call that people can actually have some back and forth on the call, which will be a lot easier than trying to ask questions right now. New parents are paired up with experienced parents, so you'll have a direct contact point that you can ask questions. And we'll have a couple of meetups, be it at rehearsals or digitally, in June and August with new parents and old parents or returning parents, so you can, connect and just, there's always this little question of, oh, does Timmy need to bring a lunch today, or what kind of socks is Susie supposed to have? So it's just a direct point person for that. All right, what in the world is? So there's a lot of things happening. How do I sign up for Cut Time? Signing up for Cut Time is really easy. You just go to the cuttime.net website, and there's a little parent-student sign-up feature. You pick Hempfield Bands, fill in your information. I do have to approve you before it'll let you get the login stuff, so you got to give it kind of a day so I can go through and click everybody in, but after that, it's easy. We do ask that you update all of the contact information in there. In addition to being a calendar resource, that is also an email resource, so we can use that to send mass emails. One of the nice things about it is we can send mass emails to just the trumpet players or just the ninth grade parents. So we're not constantly having to send a full email to every single person in the program. There's also abilities in the program for us to keep track of uniforms, equipment. We keep track of the students' credits if they do any fundraising and apply them to whatever they want to spend them on or things like that. So it's a really robust thing. Just if you can fill out all the contact information, that would be great. Being on time is definitely being in the proper location with the proper equipment ready to go. So when we're starting rehearsal at 6 o'clock in the band room, we are all standing in the right spot at 6 o'clock in the band room, and things are going to happen. I will say that our band is great about this. The veteran students will be able to show the newer students how to do it perfectly, and it's not a problem. Everything just happens super on time. It's great. How do I survive band camp? Well, hopefully when we have in-person band camp, everyone's going to drink a lot of water, get a lot of sleep, and other than that, if you just hang out with the people there, even though it is an incredibly hard week, it is also one of the best and most rewarding time periods of your life. Students, it's just amazing how much they grow, and yeah. I do see a couple questions in here about the email for cut time. When you're signing up for cut time, students should use their student email address. We have it set up so that cut time can actually send students emails. So you will be able to get your password from cut time on your school email address. Please do not use other email addresses. Parents, you can pick whatever email works for you. What is a dinkle? A dinkle is a marching band shoe. It's the shoes that we wear. It's just the brand name. You'll get more information about how to order them. There's actually a place over in Mount Joy that is a distributor for dinkles. Again, fair share is the contribution that the band parents asked for to help run all of the parts of the season. And opening night is the marching band show that we host. It's called opening night because it starts the marching band season for our entire league. All 100 and whatever bands are in our 180 bands that are in our league. Our weekend, we always get to have the first show, and we always have a huge turnout. Currently, I believe we have 17 bands and 1 college band, the Westchester University Ram Marching Band, Rams up, are slated to be performing. So we're really excited about that. It's going to be on Saturday, the 12th of September. So this is a slide that I was given from the band parents, and I don't know what it means. I think it means the band parents raised lots of money, and they're awesome. No, there's a variety of fundraising that the band parents do. They do nights out, which we have actually converted to nights in now to help support local businesses. There's product sales throughout the year, all kinds of things. All fundraising is totally optional. We don't force any fundraising on anybody. However, it is strongly encouraged because students can do a lot to support their participation and the participation of their fellow bandmates. The one thing I would like to highlight is scripts. Script is basically buying a gift card at cost. So every couple of weeks, Mrs. Saraceni and I go to the Hempfield Band Booster parents that run Script, and we buy giant gift cards. A $100 giant gift card costs us $100. So we don't actually lose any money in the transaction. There's a percentage kickback that goes to the band boosters depending on who the vendors are. And then we spend the gift card just as if we were spending money. It's a great way, if you're able to front load a couple of gift cards, that you can get money in the student account and support the booster group. Something I really encourage you to think about. Oh, the vice president of fundraising leads the Ways and Means Committee. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So it's a plan. So parents, we'll have to talk more about scripts in the parent meeting next week. The student accounts. Ooh, I missed this slide. I'm sorry. The district activity fee is $75, but that's probably not happening. Yeah, but the students all will have an account that is tracked by our treasurer. They keep track of fundraising credits the students have, and we have people you can go in and check and look at what it says. Pretty easy. FABS is the financial aid band students. I think I mentioned this before, but any students who might have financial hardship or any families that are finding themselves in a situation where they're not sure if they can pay for something, we have kind of an anonymous private program. We can help take care of anything like that. So if you think you might need that, you can talk to us. Talk to me privately, whatever. We have lots and lots of parent volunteers. They are awesome and the lifeblood of the band. It is very frequent that the band will come home from a competition and 2 giant trucks full of equipment will be completely emptied and already laid out for the kids to just take inside and put away. There are tons of volunteering opportunities throughout the year. The district does ask that you get clearances. Actually, they don't ask, they require that you get clearances. There's a district website that'll explain how to do it. Almost all of the clearances are actually free now if you're doing a volunteer service, so that's pretty nice. It's actually a pretty easy process compared to what it used to be a few years ago. It's on the Hempfield Band website under Human Resources. We do have parents who can walk you through this if it seems a little weird, a little hard. It's actually not too bad, and we usually have everyone process through in the summer and then have awesome volunteers throughout the year. As I said before, opening night is September 12th. It is the largest fundraiser for the band by far. We need lots of volunteers. You'll actually be able to sign up through Cut Time. There's a calendar function, and there's a volunteer thing when we have events. You can sign up for specific jobs, sign up to help out. All kinds of information will be in there. And we ask for lots of donations for that. More information about that will be coming. The band parents have meetings on the second Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock. Right now, they're going to be virtual meetings through Zoom, but once we get back to school, they happen in the LG room, usually LG1. You can see the dates listed here. Oh, is this it? I think this is it. I think this is when I'm supposed to reveal the show. Oh, that's interesting. All right, I think maybe that's enough anticipation. So last year, the marching band show was To Show Your Strength. It was kind of a show about the personal strength we all have inside of us, our ability to show that, to overcome obstacles. It was an awesome show. It was beautiful. It was passionate. It was dynamic. The students really, really grew throughout the year. And it's one of my favorite final performances I've ever seen from a band. The band, we went to a whole new level. And that whole week, you could tell, while we were leading up to that last performance, just the passion and the pride the students had for each other and for the performance was amazing. So this year, we're going to kind of go in a different thematic direction. This year, it's going to be a little more of a story. We're going to try to create a little mystery and tell a little more of a story. Kind of give people a chance to take their minds off of, the hard parts of life. Yes, there's definitely a drum roll here. So I'm going to go, I hope, super fancy and actually try to play the audio. So let me see if I can do this. You have to give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. Oh, it went away. Oh, my live stream failed. Oh, well. Yeah, so the show is called Pandora's Lament. Super excited about this. It's we're going to have a giant box, like Pandora's box. And in the beginning, we creak it open, and we're going to have people running out from it, color guard people running all over the place. And we're kind of going to explore these themes of how it comes out of the box. And then the idea of Pandora's Lament is in the middle, we're actually going to go through and kind of experience Pandora's emotions about opening the box. And then it comes back for a huge ending at the end with all kinds of stuff flying everywhere and big marching band ending. It's a little darker show than last year, but I think it's a cool story that we're going to be able to tell. Yes, it's going to be actually sick. um, no, we're super excited about it, and we're using the same composers that we used last year. And they actually, because of this whole situation, have the whole show done already. Usually they don't have it done until June because they're teaching drum lines out in California. But the whole show is already done, and we're going to have music to hand out to the students, I think, as early as next week, which is really exciting. So, like every show, we're going to develop it over the next few months. But I think there's a lot of cool opportunities for us to really let the dramatic theatrical side of the way HMK is and showcase a lot of different sections in the band. I think it's going to be an amazing show for color guard. Lots of great visual opportunities. Obviously, our percussion, the writers are both percussionists and write amazing, awesome percussion stuff, and a lot of really cool big wind stuff. We're gonna have like a pretty big wind section this year, and there's a lot of like nice big kind of fat moments that it's gonna be super cool. So yeah, we're really excited about that. I'm gonna try to get some of that information posted online so you can listen to it and things like that. I was not able to make a video because I couldn't figure out how to make a video while I was playing this video, so we had to kind of just go with that. But we're pretty excited about that. Oh, we're doing it again, apparently. You can act surprised a second time. What's it gonna be? It'd be really funny if it was if it was different this time. Yeah, the slower reveal the second time isn't as exciting, is it? That's all right. All right. So, what do I do next? All right. So, for students, you should fill out the interest form. This is the interest form on the band website. It is linked below. Please fill that out. Oh, it's also right there. You should join the Schoology group, HHS-HMK. It's a group, not a course, so make sure you're looking on the group thing. And you should sign up for your Cut Time account. Your account is going to be separate from your parents' account. I'll link them together once you join. And remember, students should use their school email address. Parents. There is going to be a band booster meeting on the 12th at 7 p.m. We ask that all new and returning parents come. I believe that Zoom time limits it, so I don't think it's going to be longer than 45 minutes, so you don't have to worry about us taking up your whole night. We will send out this link also to all of the email addresses that we get in the interest form. If you'd like to write down that number now, you can write down that number now. And sorry, I'm getting text from the staff. I think I missed stuff. Okay, no. And parents can also sign up for a for a Cut Time account. Again, I will have to approve you as well. So if you don't get an email back right away, just give me a day to kind of update it. Yes, people are asking in Cut Time, should we join the Hempfield High School group? You should join the Hempfield High School band. I don't even know how you could sign up another way. I'm not sure. But yes, you should sign up for the band account. All right, so we talk about this a lot in HMK, but be great. Be great is a motto and a lifestyle that we follow. It's not like a self-righteous thing. It's just a way we hold ourselves accountable. And it's really cool when you walk around and you see all these people just constantly being great. Again, if you haven't filled out the interest form, please fill that out. All right, and then if you have any questions now, you can type them in the chat or you can email me. I'm going to stay on for a little while here to answer any questions students or parents might have. If you want to email, that's fine. All of this information and a recording of this video will be available tomorrow that we'll send out to everybody. But the biggest thing is make sure you filled out the interest form because that's how we're going to be able to communicate with you as we're moving into the season. So a quick wrap up for me. I'm super excited about this season. I think there's going to be some challenges. but there is no other group of people that I would rather overcome those challenges with than the students and staff and parents in HMK. Um, New people, if you have any questions, you're not sure what it's going to be like, I would encourage you to come check it out. Just see what it's like. Get to know some of the kids. Almost invariably, students are like, wow, this is way cooler than I thought it was going to be. These people are way friendlier than I thought they were going to be. This whole activity, this whole experience is really neat. And if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. So if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. And otherwise, I'll say have a good evening, and hope to see you real soon. I don't know if I'm not seeing any questions here. Yes, all students should fill out the interest form, even returning students. With switching over to cut time, we're actually going to be building a new database of contacts, and we are going to go with the old information, but we want to be able to verify and cross-check, make sure everything's right. When will we receive the music? I'm working really hard to get all the music formatted, and hopefully next week sometime we'll be able to get the first batch of music out to students. I'm actually really relieved. I thought there was going to be just questions coming so fast that I wouldn't be able to follow the stream, but it seems like not that many. So either I was just incredibly thorough or everybody's already logged off. I can't wait to have this season with you too, Kenna. It's going to be awesome. Evan, you asked a great question about drums. This has been a near constant communication with me in the business office right now. Um, the only thing I can tell you is that I am asking a lot about it. We have not heard any information about that. They do know that we're trying to get them, but there's no concrete information about what's even happening with that right now. As soon as I know, I'll let people know. How big will the Pandora's prop be? I don't know. We'll have to talk about that with some band dads, but I'm thinking pretty big. I'm thinking, I don't know, pretty big. Actually, I have a design call with one of our visual designers to talk about that a little bit. Because actually, too big would actually be a problem if we lost a lot of field area. So we're gonna have to be thoughtful about how big we make it. But marching triangles, yes. Kenna asks if people will be coming out of the box. The goal is to have people coming out of the box. That's like the whole point of it. It'd be super cool. Jeffrey asks, do we have a date in mind when we will go to the school and get marching instruments, or how long will that take? There is currently no information about that. A lot of the stuff has to do with what the State Department of Health allows schools to do. And currently we're still in the highest level of distancing right now. So until they give us further information about how that could change, we don't know. I'm making plans now so that when we're able to, we're ready to jump on it. But until the state gives us more guidance, we're kind of up in the air on that. I don't think we're allowed to drive a truck on the field, Mr. Panic. There's a question here about soundtracks. Yeah, we are going to post the audio that I played tonight in the HMK Schoology group along with all the music. There actually are like rehearsal tracks with Dr. Beat and things like that for the students they can actually play along with. Jeffrey asks solos this year. Yes, there are several solos in the show. I believe, and don't quote me on this because I have not looked at it today, but I believe there's an oboe solo and a trumpet solo and a baritone solo. I don't remember what the fourth one is. I might be alto. I don't remember. I'll have to get back to you on that. Colin, you ask if you don't play any marching instruments. So we have students every year who join who do not have any experience with the instruments in marching band. We are totally used to teaching. We have a lot of great teachers on staff, and we'd be happy to talk about what you might be interested in. There's a lot of options. There can be wind instruments that you can learn. You can play a percussion instrument, and we have a lot of students who are in the color guard as well. So why don't you reach out to me directly, and we'll be able to talk about kind of what you're interested in, figure out what would be best for you to try out. All right, now we have an intense recruiting battle in the chat. So I'm going to shut this down in a couple minutes here. If you have any more questions, please ask. And if not, have a great night. Bye, everybody. All right, Miss P, I think we're ready to wrap up here. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to shut it down, and you'll be able to find a copy of this video